Hey guys, Stephen Ifill from iFill Fortune, creating fortunes for the future. This particular video in reference to my one of my first video with Plus500. Some negative comments there reckons that my strategy here, my signal process was quite ridiculous. However, these are absolute signals and indicators. These are not live trading. Using these indicators as I'm going to show you in this other video. This is the previous video, of course. Plus500 winning strategy, trade like a pro using red indicators. Now, so we go back here. This is today's time. This particular video was made, when was it? 18th of August 2016. Now, I'm remaking this to highlight a little bit more the red indicators. Red indicators is really the money that you're losing if you are to open up a position. Now, this particular video is also highlighting that this is a demo account used as a signal provider. This particular chart in the bottom here is using a tick chart. It doesn't really give you a pretty good sort of reference of this particular asset. This particular asset I'm going to follow is a, sorry, got you the wrong one, USD/GPY. Now, I'm using free charting system to locate and support a particular asset that or currency pair that I'm following and making trades accordingly on the live account, of course. But what I'm showing here are basically just signals, where I find my signals in order to trade successfully in binary and forex. I'm using free charts here. These are my favorites. I use these favorite charts quite commonly. I use, bear in mind also, I use what is called RNS, resistance, support down the bottom, resistance at the top. So you get a bit of resistance up the top here, and of course this is when the asset drops, where you can open up a put position. And if you get a bit of a strong resistance, which is showing down the bottom line, and then you open up a call position as the asset's moving up. Basically, if you are trading within a minute time frame, which is commonly with binary, of course, then this is absolutely awesome sort of process. Awesome sort of tick charts to be utilized. Now, you'll find this at binary.com, and it's free, absolutely free. And that's one particular chart that I use, and of course I'm using also Plus500. Now, bear in mind, this particular indicating process, you're using live numbers or real numbers, for example, not charting, but actual money numbers to give you some sort of reference where the asset is moving. And as you can see, I got one here, buy and sell. Now, in between the two, now I'm going to take this because it's such a high number, and they basically will open at the same time, that the asset is really moving upwards. I mean, if we follow it, that'd be setting you into a buy position. That's according to this indicator. It's just an indicator. It doesn't really give you the money, but it does give you a similar sort of reference like these charts. If you can understand what I'm trying to show here in these two red indicators, which is very similar. If you can be able to read charting, this is a chart, and if you want to change this also into what is called candlestick, you can do so. Now, this is no different, and I hope that you can understand these indicating systems are there to help you trade successfully in the live account. So bear that in mind also. These are just basically for demonstration purposes and indicator provider to give you some sort of reference where your assets or currency pairs are moving. Because it can be very, very volatile union. I know that. And unless you have a crystal ball to give you an idea where these assets are moving, it can be very, very difficult. So in comparison, we compare live charting, or candlesticks if you wish, to some indicators you might open up a position with, can probably lead you in the good directions and trading successfully. Don't take it as gospel. It's just an indicator to give you a better reference of where it's going. There's no need to be too critical about it, but I can say using charting system, using these numbers, real numbers, can really help and enhance your trading career or processes in the future. Anyway, I hope I've given you a little bit of highlight, but then again, this is, as I said, this is in support and reference to this particular video that I have made, and it caused a bit of frictions with other traders, only because they don't understand what I'm trying to refer as red indicators, the early indicators. Very similar like these sort of indicators. If you can read charts perfectly, if you can read numbers perfectly, it will give you a pretty good accurate reference to where your currency pairs or your stocks are moving at that point of time. In relative, I try not only to trade with one particular asset at the time. I try not to have too many. Sometimes I play around with a couple, but basically the common sense is just follow one asset, and that should be pretty good for you to make a substantial amount of income from just following one asset or one currency pair. But nevertheless, I hope you trade well, follow some of the indicators I'm showing you, and I'll catch you in my next video. God bless you. We love you. This is Stephen R. Ford from R. Ford Fortune, creating fortune for the future.